Tikibad or Tiki Pool is the largest water park in the Netherlands. This is an indoor water park part of the Duinrell Resort. This place features over 21 different water slides, including some truly wild body slides. This will be an in-depth review and guide for arguably the best water park in the Benelux. Duinrell dates back to 1646, but the complex has operated as a tourist attraction since 1935. This evolved into a theme park, and in 1984, they opened Tikibad. This was one of the world's first indoor water parks. And this was a brilliant design choice, and a lot of European properties have copied this approach. Unlike the theme park, which closes for the winter months, the water park can remain open year-round. Then even in the summer months, the region's average high temperature is just 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius most days, so not the most ideal water park weather. The indoor air temperature and pools are heated to a comfortable temperature. Then if it is a warm day, the park does have a large outdoor pool and some smaller kiddie slides available there. The arrival experience is a bit weird. Tikibad has a separate ticket from the amusement park. Typically when parks do this, the entrances to both the amusement and water parks are next to each other. That way guests easily can access both from the parking lot. Speaking of which, parking costs €15 per car. Alternatively, there are multiple ways to arrive by bus, because this park is located near Amsterdam and The Hague. Tikibad is located smack dab in the middle of Duinrell. You enter the theme park's main entrance, and then there's a scenic 10-minute walk to the water park. Eventually, you'll see this large building with a tangled mess of slides poking outwards. It is impressive seeing that many slides intertwined. The building itself looks very industrial, foregoing theming for functionality, but that's fine. All eyes will be focused on the slides, which are colorful and appealing. If you stay on site at their campground, you can visit the water park as much as you'd like during your stay. I personally have never stayed on site, but it is a popular vacation destination. If you are not staying on site, you need to purchase a day ticket. These are only sold online. There are two options. Option 1 is to purchase a ticket exclusively for Tikibad. These typically cost €24 or $27, and they are valid for a 4-hour visit. Option 2 is to purchase a combo ticket for the amusement and water park. These typically cost €30 to €34 or $34 to $39, depending whether you select 2, 3, or 4 hours of water park access. This essentially makes the water park a €5 to €10 upcharge on top of the theme park, which is an amazing value. You are able to visit the amusement park for the entire day. The limited hours are used to limit the water park's capacity. But even if you visit just the water park, that is a very good price for the quantity of slides that Tikibad offers. Most indoor water parks in the US cost way more while having way less slides. I think you can typically do all the slides in 2 hours, but I recommend 3 or 4 hours if you want plenty of time for re-rides. Make sure to buy your water park tickets in advance. They can sell out, particularly during holiday periods. With either ticket option, you need to specify a 15-minute arrival window. The park has a 30-minute grace period. If you arrive later than that, you can be denied entry if the park is busy, so plan accordingly. On that note, Tikibad has very long hours. It frequently is open from 9 or 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. A lot of people head here in the evening because the Duinrell theme park typically closes at 5 or 6 p.m. When you arrive, you are given a wristband. This is used for your lockers. Unlike a lot of US water parks where lockers are $10 to $20 upcharged, lockers here are included with admission. That is the case with a lot of European water parks. These are located in the changing room. One note about those changing rooms: they have 2 doors, so make sure you lock both sides if you want to maintain your privacy while changing. The indoor area does not have much theming, and you do not see many slides in the midway. A majority of the slides start in these compact towers and they protrude outside the building. But the center area is very lively, as you have some pools and 2 intense speed slides. I visited in the evening on a summer weekend, on a day when most of the time slots sold out. That being said, attendance was very manageable. The park seems to do a good job limiting capacity. Blitz, Flitz, Green Barracuda, and Blue Shark were all walk-ons, so I spent a lot of my time by this tower. Extreme was closed unfortunately, but Pelican Dive was never more than a 5-minute wait due to how short the slide was. Cyclone and Typhoon were 20 to 30-minute waits. These attractions had longer durations than the prior body slides, which helped lead to longer lines. The tube slides were roughly 20-ish minute waits. The entire wait was at the base of the tower waiting for a tube, then you had barely any queue at the top. And it is worth noting you can experience any of these as single or double riders. Another interesting operational policy is that there were no attendants atop any of the slides I experienced. They operate with just a red light, green light system, and you get the green light shortly after the prior guest hits the splashdown pool. Staff members monitor guests from a series of cameras, but guests are ultimately responsible for monitoring themselves. I have seen this system in a lot of European theme parks, and it usually works well. Something like this would never work in America. The only slide that caused some apprehension for me was the Cyclone Bowl slide. Whereas the other slides are one continuous downhill journey, it is possible to collide with another guest on a bowl slide if people don't properly space themselves out. I had this happen at a German water park a few years ago. I saw a few instances where guests would go down in groups, or they got impatient for the light to turn green due to the prior guest taking a very long time to evacuate the splashdown pool. There are lifeguards at the bottom of most pools though. One other weird operational quirk is how this park handles cameras. Action cameras are allowed in the water slides. The weird thing though is that you are not allowed to use any harnesses. This includes chest mounts, wrist mounts, and head mounts. The park believes these could cause harm to the slides. You can only film on the water slides if you, and this is a direct quote from the website, hold the action camera loosely in your hand. I have never seen another water park with this policy, and I wonder how many people have lost their cameras in the attractions here over the years. This is why you will not see my own POV from several slides, most notably Cyclone. There were a few where I simply did not feel like I could safely hold onto my camera the whole way down. Now let's run through the slide lineup. This park has an excellent lineup of body slides. Few parks are better in this department. Flitz is a speed slide that starts with a large straight drop. It is not steep enough to offer airtime or a free fall, but it builds impressive speed, so you really whip around the low turns that follow. Blitz is a high-speed body slide next door. No big drops in this one, but there is a tight spiral towards the end with good positive Gs. Typhoon is yet another fast body slide. This one starts with a huge curved drop. You then fly around a low, compact 540-degree spiral. You really slide up the walls while experiencing great positive Gs. Cyclone is arguably the world's fastest body bowl slide. You have a large swooping drop at the start similar to one in Typhoon. Then you rocket around a bowl. I have seen some people get 9 to 10 rotations. That is how much speed you have. Then you are comically flushed out the middle into a splashdown pool. This is for strong swimmers only. Pelican Dive is a shotgun style slide, except this one is way steeper than usual. It is near vertical at the end, and it concludes way higher above the water, so you essentially are free falling into the water below, which is an absolute rush. Cannonball is a more traditional shotgun slide. This one features a curved drop before shooting you into the pool. It is fun, but I personally would pick Pelican Dive every single time over this one because it is more intense. These are two other slides where you need to be a strong swimmer as well. All of the body slides I've mentioned at this point were very smooth despite their intensity. Blue Shark and Green Barracuda are two more body slides. Most of the experience is gentle, but there are some interesting turns towards the end that really push you up the walls. While the slide itself is smooth in your back, your feet can come into slight contact with some unlubricated sections on the slide, so just be warned. The one adult body slide missed was Extreme. This was closed. Not sure if it was due to staffing or maintenance. This may be the shortest trapdoor slide I've ever seen. It cannot be more than 2 or 3 stories tall, but the drop looks steep per usual, so it could offer a brief but enjoyable freefall sensation. This park was also once home to the infamous flyover. This was the world's only underwater water slide. It used suction to pull guests from one pool to another through a tube, but logistically, it was a nightmare because guests had to hold their breath for 15 to 20 seconds. Moving on to the tube slides, this park has 3 available. Triton is the best of the 3. This has a trio of mini funnels. They all have abrupt dips into them with tiny pops of air. Then you turbulently rock back and forth. Moonlight and Starfright are more traditional tube slides. The courses are mostly mild, but they have 2 waterfalls and some fun lighting effects. Kids have a handful of water slides as well. Some are outdoors, and others are in the Playa indoor section. The latter is the one structure in the indoor park with some theming. Beyond the slides, this park has a few pools, both indoors and outdoors, and there's also a basic lazy river available. What else does this park have? There are several spaces to lounge. Then there also is one eatery with some snacks. If you want a more substantial meal, you probably need to exit the water park. Do I recommend Tikibad? If you love body slides, absolutely. This park is stacked in that department, and it is why I think it's one of Europe's stronger water parks. So many of them have wild drops and turns. There aren't too many tube slides here, so if that's more your style, you may prefer another water park. But there's enough to be complimentary for me. If you are staying at the campground, I think this place is definitely worth a visit, because it's included anyway. Then if you're visiting the theme park with a day ticket, this place is a great value because it essentially can be added onto a combo ticket for just 5 to 10 euros. Those are my thoughts on Tikibad at Duinrell. What are your thoughts on this water park? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more amusement and water park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.